Good morning, ladies and gentlemen in Nigeria, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen in India side. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the Indo-Africa Pharma Business Meet, scheduled with 6 countries from 15th until 19th of February 2021. Today, we are having the inaugural session of India-Nigeria Pharmaceutical Cooperation and Regulatory Developments. We are joined by Excellency Professor Mrs. Mojisola Ageye, Excellency Mr. Abhay Thakur, Director General Pharmaceuticals Mr. Ravi Uday Bhaskar, Mr. Varghese, President Indian Pharmaceutical Manufacturers and Importers in Nigeria, and Mr. Surendra, Deputy High Commissioner. We are joined by 65 companies from India side and 30 plus companies from Nigeria side. We are very happy to have this participation from both sides. With this brief, I would like to request Mr. Ravi Uday Bhaskar, Director General, to kindly give his welcome address. Thank you.
Good morning and good afternoon and namaskar to everyone. His Excellency Mr. Abhay Thakur, High Commissioner of India to Nigeria, Excellency Professor Mojisola Christiana, Director General NAFDAC, and Mr. Varghese, Mr. Surender, Lagos Chamber of Commerce, and delegates from India and Nigeria. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this India-Nigeria business meet. At the outset, I would like to emphasize the support extended by His Excellency Mr. Abhay Thakurji and Embassy of India in organizing this program and also inviting DG NAFDAC to deliver the keynote address. I welcome you, sir, for this business meet. I would also like to express my profound gratitude to Professor Mojisola Christiana, DG NAFDAC, to be with us. I recollect my first meeting with DG on 14 March 2019 in Lagos and subsequently on 19 September 2009 in India during International Regulators Meet organized by Ministry of Commerce, CDSCO, and Pharmaceuticals Export Promotion Council of India. It always gives me pleasure meeting her. She is a regulator with the mind of a teacher, and every meeting you learn new things. She knows how to teach the regulations in her own way. We welcome you, ma'am. Your presence and your presentation is going to be a value addition and enlighten the delegates of this the conference. At the outset, I would like to touch upon few points about the Indian pharmaceutical exports with specific to Nigeria. India in the financial year 1920, we have exported 20.58 billion US dollars worth of drugs with a 7.6% growth. Particularly during the pandemic, the entire manufacturing sector is not doing well throughout the world. But the Indian pharmaceutical industry recorded a positive growth, particularly supplying hydroxychloroquine, paracetamol, and other drugs to the world. In the financial year 2021, everybody expected that this COVID-19 pandemic is going to have a serious impact on our exports. But surprisingly, it's again demonstrated Indian pharmaceutical industry's capabilities. In the financial year 2021, April, December, it's 3 quarters, we have recorded 17.58 billion US dollars with a 12.43% growth during the pandemic. It's a great achievement for the Indian pharmaceutical industry, and particularly in delivering the repurposed COVID-19 drugs to the entire world. So our exports to Africa is always doing well. Financial year 1920, we exported 3.53 billion US dollars with 17% share. It's a very important exporting destination, and it is the second largest region, particularly Indian exports are concerned. As far as Nigeria is concerned, we always have a very good relations with the Nigeria, people to people, as well as the regulators to regulators. So Nigeria is the seventh largest exporting destination of India. In the financial year 1920, we exported $419 billion worth of drugs. And 1920, we exported April, December, 303 million. But in this financial year, particularly from April, December in 2021, we recorded 363 million US dollars worth of drugs with nearly 20% growth. It clearly shows that the collaboration between India and Nigeria, particularly in the area of pharmaceuticals, is going well day by day. Ma'am, I still recollect during your visit to India in September 2019 during the International Regulators Meet. You were so active and you raised a few points that one is that of collaboration, particularly in the area of active pharmaceutical ingredients between India and Nigeria. Being a teacher, and you always take things in a different way. I also have a regulatory background, but altogether I was a regulator and facilitator. Now you as a teacher and a regulator, you always try to teach the regulations to the world, and we are also enlightening our Indian exporters to set right if any shortcuts or any issues are there. You are also aware of that, the issues of concern of Indian manufacturers. We have already represented to you, madam. We will take some other time to communicate with you. And as far as vaccine front is concerned, I need not tell again and again that we developed COVID-19 vaccines. One is indigenous vaccine developed by Bharat Biotech with ICMR, and another vaccine by Serum Institute of India with Oxford AstraZeneca. And 5 more companies are working seriously with the different educational institutions and research institutions in developing the vaccines for COVID-19, and they're in the process and the different processes. So we have already supplied vaccines to 15 countries, and there is an indent and there is an inquiries from different countries, and the commerce minister during his speech in the parliament has said that we have already supplied $42.78 million worth of vaccines to different countries. So with this, I'm very much thankful once again to our High Commissioner as well as DG NAFDAC. She is always obliged to Pharmaceuticals or the Minister of Commerce, and I think my member companies who are participating in this certainly is going to have a value addition, and with your presence. And once again, I welcome you all to this business meet. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Devaskarji, the Director General Pharmaceuticals, for your welcome address. Now I request Excellency Mr. Abhay Thakur, High Commissioner of India to Nigeria, to give his introductory remarks on Indo-Nigeria cooperation in pharmaceuticals. Sir, may I request you to kindly give your remarks. Thank you.
Her Excellency Professor Moji Adeyeye, the Director General of NAFDAC Nigeria. It's a great pleasure to see you once again, Excellency, in our midst. And thank you so much for your constant support and presence to guide Indian pharmaceutical industry and India-Nigeria cooperation. Mr. Uday Bhaskar, it's a great pleasure for me to welcome you virtually in Nigeria, because I remember that in one of the first business events that I attended after taking charge in January 2019 was the one with Pharmaceuticals in Lagos. So it's a pleasure to see this happening regularly and very fruitfully. Chief Varki Varghese, the chairman of IPMIN. A great pleasure to see you here. One of the doyens and pillars of India-Nigeria pharmaceutical cooperation and a very wise voice for both sides. All the industry members and businesses, a very hearty welcome to all of you. Uh, most of you are very well connected with Nigeria over the decades. And I need not say, but we have a very, very old, long-standing, age-old partnership with Nigeria, which is being mutually beneficial. So I think we understand each other very well. We understand each other so well that we can talk about, give honest feedback to each other through NAFDAC and through Pharmaceuticals, sort out each other's trade-related problems, whether it is connected with inspection or quality or any barriers that we may face. We have a constant dialogue, and this is one of the best aspects of India-Nigeria pharmaceutical cooperation. May God give it more and more strength in the years ahead. To the industry members, I want to point out just one thing that has impressed me over the years in Nigeria. When you travel abroad in many countries, you will find, or you work in embassies, you will find that you usually have an Indian Traders Association, which means you will have all the businesses who are doing exports and trading with that country, whether it is Europe or Americas or Latin America or Southeast Asia or anywhere. And so we do have a couple of Indian Traders Association which are active. But I think what is most impressive, and probably this is unique to Nigeria, is that you have a Indian Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association. To have such an association, I would like to tell our businesses that is probably unique. I would challenge Mr. Uday Bhaskar to inform me if we have Indian Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association in any other country. I would also like to say that we have among the Indian businesses, many of them are present on the board of the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, which is the equivalent of our CII. Can you imagine foreign manufacturers being part of the board of the Confederation of Indian Industry? Again, this is very rare. And why I mention this is it is very important to understand and appreciate deep-rooted, very close linkages between both pharmaceutical industries for mutual benefit. So we have a number of manufacturers, at least 7 or to 10. Mr. Varghese will give the accurate figure, and who are based. We are constantly looking at Nigeria and trying to work out solutions which will benefit India, but also equally benefit Nigeria in equal measure. In fact, we have at least, Chief Varki Varghese has been given a title of chief for the reason that he has contributed so much to Nigeria's growth and prosperity, and so is Mrs. Varghese, his wife, who is also a chief. So we have 10 chiefs in among the Indian community in Nigeria, which is again, it shows how much both sides are connected and respect each other. Now, having said that, you see, we have very impressive figures. Mr. Uday Bhaskar informed us of nearly 20% growth in the April to December quarters, the 3 quarters, and I was delighted to hear that. We've had, if you total in the last 5 years, we've had exports of nearly $2 billion of Indian pharmaceutical products to Nigeria. And this is a very big number and something which also gives us a lot of added responsibility. Because we are big, we also have to be more responsible. We also have to ensure that there is sufficient stake among the buyers, and there is enough ownership. So it's going beyond a trading relationship. It has become a trade investment relationship, so that there is value addition in Nigeria as well. Few topical things, of course, we spoke about ICMIN, but there are also a number of Nigerian companies, increasingly so, which are interested in and trying to invest in manufacturing in Nigeria. Professor Adeyeye will tell us more about it, but I think what I have been informed is there is, at a high governmental level, there is a push in Nigeria to at least try to manufacture a few basic medicines in Nigeria, and at the same time importing raw material like APIs to the extent possible from friendly partners like India. So this is something that we should encourage. I would request DG Pharmaceuticals to kindly maybe try and make a very short list. And I know it is not easy for any export association or any association to select out members, but it is important. I think a small delegation of, let's say, half a dozen top companies who also have the capability of investing, and let us try and have a small round table with them, with the Nigerian Ministry of Health and concerned authorities, so that we can see how we can develop further this direction of win-win collaboration. I would like to say that the government of Nigeria is incentivizing Nigerian drug manufacturers with tax holidays to support extra investment for quality upgrades and new factories. And this is important. This again needs to be, we need to go deeper and understand the exact schemes where they are possible. There is the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission. We have NAFDAC itself with us and the Ministry of Health, who are looking at the best ways of providing the necessary incentives for manufacturing in Nigeria. A few words, of course, the Indian pharmaceutical sector has done the country proud. We have emerged as a pharmacy of the world. I think what COVID-19 has showed to everyone in India and outside, that we not only produce what sometimes is called as a generic medicine producer, but we are very much ahead in terms of R&D, in terms of technology development, in terms of formulations, in terms of being able to develop our own products. And in particular, we are very proud of both Bharat Biotech, which has developed an indigenous vaccine based on a different formulation or a different strain compared to some others in the world. It has been very effective. It has got a very high safety record. And Serum Institute has done us proud. It has also got into a large arrangement with Africa. I would also like to inform DG NAFDAC here and all the audience here today that I have just written to the Honorable Minister of Health of Nigeria, conveying our decision to donate from the Government of India in view of our partnership, a number of vaccine doses to Nigeria. And this is something we have supplied to almost 17 countries, but at least a certain number we would be donating to Nigeria as a grant. In addition, let me touch upon the new areas of possible collaboration going beyond pharma per se in the health sector as a whole. We are seeing more and more increase in medical tourism to India, and we need to think more about how to therefore leverage this beyond what has been the numbers that we are seeing. Particularly during the COVID times, we saw that the numbers were had reduced for reasons of international restrictions. Telemedicine is growing. We need to look beyond the traditional model of export and supplies, but also into both incoming and, more importantly, reverse medical tourism, as well as providing telehealth e-medicine services to Nigeria. I would mention that we have offered a special agreement to the government of Nigeria as part of our working with the African countries, called the E-Vidya Bharati and E-Arogya Bharati program, under which we are offering nearly 1,000 telemedicine education slots and training slots to Nigeria. And we hope that this agreement too would be concluded soon. So I would say overall, despite the challenges, I would congratulate both India and Nigeria for having weathered this very difficult period quite well, and looking ahead, having more and more interactions, and expanding our horizons, and also going forward, looking at more options in terms of exports as well as investment. I would wish all the participants the very best, along with my Deputy High Commissioner, Mr. Surendra, who is present with me today. I want to once again reassure both sides of our constant support, be it in terms of travel support, or in terms of business meetings, or finding partners, or addressing trade complaints, or addressing any issues in terms of either through with NAFDAC or with any other export procedures to Nigeria. I would conclude by saying that from 1st of January, the ACFTA has come into force, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Nigeria, after a lot of deliberation, decided to become party to it, and it has now entered into force. This really opens up huge opportunities for a number of through the ACFTA, by being based in one country, you can reach out to a number of other African countries, and given our long-standing historical friendly relationship with Nigeria, given the same language, given so many other commonalities, I think Nigeria is the right place for Indian businesses to leverage the ACFTA and go with it, for mutual benefit. So thank you all, and I wish even closer cooperation in the year ahead. Thank you, and I wish everybody fruitful deliberation.
Thank you, His Excellency, for giving us an overview of the India-Nigeria pharmaceutical cooperation and the way forward. We would definitely want to work together and see that our trade is further enhanced for Nigeria. Now I request Her Excellency Professor Mojisola Adeye, Director General NAFDAC, to give her keynote address on the Nigeria pharmaceutical sector, priorities and partners, and update on the latest drug registration procedures of NAFDAC.
Your Excellency, the High Commissioner, Mr. Betako, my colleague, the DG of Pharmaceuticals, Ude Baska, Chief Vagesi, it's good to see you. I learned that you are in India. We are waiting for you in Nigeria. It is a pleasure to see everybody. I met Mr. Baska about 18 months or 16 months ago in India, and I believe that our relationship is strong as two countries working together to foster trade and good friendship. I would like to show my slides now. So I will be sharing my slides now. Thank you. Okay. Again, I thank everybody that is present, that are present in this gathering. This is the outline of my talk. I'm going to talk about priorities in terms of the pharmaceutical sector, the NAFDAC regulatory updates, and I will mention a little bit about COVID-19 vaccines and what NAFDAC is looking for, and then I will summarize. Thank you so much. Nigeria is a huge continent. Africa is a huge continent, and Nigeria as a country has 36 states plus Federal Capital Territory. We're about 201 million, growing. I believe it's about 211 now. The GDP per capita is about $2,600. Again, these are the 36 states. Priorities, what pharmaceutical ecosystem outlook is like. Let me move by this thing. Okay, good. The market size is approximately about $1.28 billion, and is supposed to go up to about $36 billion by the year 2026. The Nigeria pharmaceutical ancillary space is hugely untapped in terms of active pharmaceutical ingredients, key starting materials, excipients like colors and flavors, packaging materials, very importantly, R&D. Continuing with the priorities, this pharma ancillary industry is very critical in achieving a vibrant, socially inclusive pharma ecosystem. It guarantees the manufacture of safe, high quality, and affordable medicines. And there is need for effective collaboration along the pharmaceutical ecosystem amongst countries, especially India and Nigeria. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed how fragile and interconnected the world is. What are the lessons learned from COVID-19 pandemic? For us in Nigeria, it has brought us to the reality, finally, that self-reliance or self-sufficiency is critical for the survival of Nigeria. And this is true for all nations. However, partnership for mentorship is extremely important between India and Nigeria. A relationship that is going to last must be based on mutual respect. If not, it will not last. So that is my own way of looking at working together, partnership. What are the types of partnership we are talking about? Technology transfer from other pharma entities to Nigeria. Again, India has a role to play, a lot of role to play. And this partnership can lead to procurement of drugs for intervention programs from locally manufactured drugs. In terms of local manufacturing, I cannot overemphasize it. Nigeria up to now is import dependent, especially with active ingredients and excipients. Time is now for a journey of self-reliance. The government is determined to change the narrative with policies that encourage local pharma manufacturing. NAFDAC has the 5+5 validity. It is a policy where people that have been importing into the country forever, hyperbole, for many years, or many cycles of renewal, are encouraged to migrate to local manufacturing for products that can be manufactured in Nigeria. The regulatory and industry role towards achieving this is extremely important. Our goal is to limit importation of finished products to 30% by 2025. Priorities, local manufacturing. I mentioned technology transfer. Our contract manufacturing is a very good opportunity for our Indian colleagues, manufacturers, to partner with existing local pharma. We already have that going on with international big pharma companies, Fitsin Healthcare and GSK, May & Baker, Nigeria, and Sanofi. This partnership is possible because we are strengthening our own system, the regulatory system, which I'm going to talk about. Without the strength of NAFDAC, the industry will not be strengthened. The Nigerian government has also intervened in a big way. The CBN Intervention Fund for the support of local pharma including some indigenous manufacturers for scale-up. So we are not thinking only about Nigerians, we are also thinking of indigenous Indian pharma companies in terms of this Nigerian government intervention fund. And I believe that one or two Indian pharmaceutical companies have received this fund. What of regulatory updates? I mentioned that without NAFDAC being strengthened, the industry will not be strengthened. And our goal is not to satisfy ourselves, yes, our goal is to be part of the global players in terms of trading, but trading that is not based on quality is not going to last long. So we are strengthening our system in order to strengthen the industry. What is our mandate? NAFDAC's mandate was established in 1993 and then modified in 2004. And our mandate includes, of course, regulate and control. I emphasize regulate and control because you cannot just regulate and control on paper. You have to regulate and control with regulatory activities, evidence-based regulation and control. And we have about 7 regulated products. We call them regulated products. They are there on the screen. One of our biggest goals is improving quality of finished products. Nigeria has been inundated over years with bad medicines that have killed many people, millions of people, or that have rendered them incapable of so many things that they could do normally in life. So we have started risk-based categorization of companies. The risk-based categorization of companies will allow us to know which companies we should go after in terms of their products. High-risk products and high-risk manufacturers, whether local and foreign, are being identified as we speak. We're also going to use reliance on WHO pre-qualification or the stringent regulatory systems inspection reports, meaning we're not going to be inspecting all countries. We will be doing desk review. That doesn't mean we will not inspect that country whenever we want, but it will not be a prerequisite for registration if they are WHO pre-Q and also from stringent regulatory countries. Facility verification development of well-structured risk-based planning of GMP inspection is being done through development of annual inspection plan. Application of risk-based desk review, I've mentioned that. Now we use centralized approach for pharmaceutical inspection in order to enable application of common inspection using international standards. And this is nationwide and also using the same for foreign companies. We are getting tighter in terms of approval of facilities because that is what WHO is going to do when they come in. Approval of floor plan, personnel, material flow, HVAC, pressure cascade drawings for new local manufacturers. As we speak, several manufacturers are setting up new facilities, and we are guiding them in terms of building quality into the system, not adding after. One of the updates is dossier submission and common technical documents, CTD, using CTD format. This was there before I joined in 2017, but it was not enacted. It was not enforced. We are enforcing it now. And it is one of the International Conference on Harmonization output. We don't have a choice. We have to go for that. It is the least that we can do if we are not doing electronic CTD. We have to do the regular CTD. Again, for all of us here, or most of us, CTD is a format for organizing technical information related to a particular pharmaceutical product. Submissions in CTD format became mandatory, like I said, in 2018. It's not required for cosmetics, at least for now, and for herbal medicines, nutraceuticals, and veterinary products. Guidelines for preparation are available on our NAFDAC website. We introduced a new process to dossier submission, meaning that there are many dossiers that we get that shouldn't even see the light of day at all. So it is at the initial stage of submission that we do screening to determine the completeness of information in the dossier. To confirm the CTD structure was followed is another one that we look for. To confirm the data provided is in the right format, and to ensure the dossier provided is reviewable. Meeting screening requirement does not imply data provided is acceptable. We just want to know the structure, the completeness of the information. The screening is prerequisite for application submission. Continuing with our mission to reduce substandard and falsified medicines, in terms of strengthening our regulatory system, we decided for the first time to start giving permits to active pharmaceutical ingredients before anything can come in. And your active ingredients or your product, your finished product, is as good as your active pharmaceutical ingredient. If the active pharmaceutical ingredient is not good, the product is not going to be good. It may be good, maybe the first 6 months or 1 year, but on the long run, it's going to compromise the health of the user. So to ensure quality of locally manufactured finished products, we issue permits for API subject to review of the drug master file that the company can send directly to NAFDAC. Applications for API import permits is made through the federal government single portal window, and the websites are shown on this slide. And then guidelines for importation of active pharmaceutical ingredients, we also have that on our website. It is not just we are not concerned only with local manufacturers that are bringing in API. We are also concerned about the finished products coming from countries like India and China. Most of our imports are from the two countries. So the clean report of inspection and analysis, we have really overhauled that process. It was highly compromised with companies that don't even have a clue on how to analyze products, saying that they have analyzed the product to the detriment of Nigerians, to the detriment of their health. NAFDAC has therefore reviewed the clean report of inspection analysis. That was part of why we went to India in September 2019, but we made it effective 1st March 2020. The goals are to strengthen regulatory control of products imported into Nigeria, ensure that only safe and quality products are shipped to the country, ensure that substandard, fake, and counterfeited products are prevented from entry into Nigeria. NAFDAC appointed 4 CRI agents to conduct inspection analysis for products exported from India to Nigeria. They are Assurance Analytics, SILIS, QCS, and Control. And we did this organically, meaning we visited different laboratories that were linked to many of these CRI agents in the past. We also met with the CRI agents, and we eliminated a few of them because of they've compromised almost to a criminal extent. So we have really overhauled that process. And there have been very, very positive results, and I'm going to mention that. All NAFDAC regulated products require CRI processing except those on the CRIA exemption list. It is mandatory that CRIA reports are accompanied during port clearing by CRIA agents stamped. Yes, stamped with packing list and invoice, things like that. CRI agents are required to sample every product, but shall randomly sample 20% of total batches of products to be exported. I will go back quickly on the CRIA. Since we started March 2020, we have discovered over 80 products that are substandard, fake, counterfeited. Our laboratories in India are doing excellently by pointing this out to us, and so we put, a stop to the shipment of such consignments. And if they try to cut corners, we will be waiting for them at the ports in Nigeria. Because of COVID-19, we have to talk about COVID-19 vaccine quality, safety, and efficacy controls. NAFDAC is is controls on 6 critical functions to continuously ensure vaccine quality, safety, and efficacy throughout the life cycle of the vaccine. And the 6 functions that we use, of course, is the dossier review, emergency use authorization or licensing, laboratory testing, clinical evaluation. All this will come up in the dossier. That is part of what we'll be looking at. Facility planning. Sorry, this was timed. Just a minute. Facility planning and lot release and post-marketing surveillance. I cannot overemphasize post-marketing surveillance for COVID-19 vaccine. We have been training ourselves for over 8 months in Nigeria for post-marketing surveillance. Parameters reviewed, validated manufacturing process, verification of quality control test, stability data, vaccine efficacy, vaccine safety. These all have to be well documented in the CTD formatted dossier. For emergency use authorization or for licensure of vaccines, this is based on a detailed review of the dossier submitted by the manufacturer or designated market authorization holder for the quality, safety, efficacy. And the review is based on international standards. We can use reliance or recognition if the vaccine was already approved by stringent regulatory countries. We can use pre-qualification emergency use listing, or in addition, we use pre-qualification emergency use listing. And if this has not been done, we use full review. But for any of these 3 processes or mechanisms, we do expedited review, depending on whether the compliance directives that we send back to the manufacturer are addressed on time. The excellency rather, the High Commissioner mentioned what we have been discussing. I think we've met over 3 times within the last 3 weeks or so. We are currently working with Bharat Biotech for the Covaxin vaccine. The platform is Ovirion, inactivated coronavirus. And we are also working with Covishield, the AstraZeneca made by the Serum Institute of India. And the dossiers have been submitted, and we're in the process of review. Actually, the Covaxin, we've already given our first feedback and waiting for the documents that we required. In summary, Nigeria is resolute, and the journey towards self-reliance or self-sufficiency is a reality. Local pharmaceutical industry strengthening is not an option, it is the only option. Partnership for mentorship, I mentioned that. Technology transfer from more pharma entities from India. Locally manufactured products will continue to grow and expand. Self-reliance, again, self-sufficiency. We have to take opportunity of this ancillary space that is not yet tapped. I mentioned that already. Manufacturing of active pharmaceutical ingredients. A company is already setting that up. Key starting materials. 1 or 2 companies are thinking of the raw materials. Packaging materials and R&D. Partnership with India, we need partnership in product research and development. Capacity building. Extremely important. If there is no R&D, generally in any country, the products will be compromised because Regulatory science is science. Pharmaceutical development is science. The process is science. And therefore, if there's no research and development to some extent, very likely the product will be compromised. Partnership, like I mentioned, is welcomed. Again, it's very critical that we achieve this mutually benefiting ecosystem. Collaboration, extremely important. And regulatory policies, government interventions are being made to support industry towards self-reliance. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Excellency, for a detailed presentation on how India and Nigeria has to work together and what the developments on from the industry perspective as well as the developments on regulatory perspective. You have been always a great support for us, and we look forward to the continued cooperation. Now, may I invite Mr. Varghese, President, Indian Pharmaceutical Manufacturers and Importers in Nigeria, to kindly give his speech on pharma business opportunities for Indian companies in Nigeria. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the High Commissioner of India to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Sri Abhay Thakur, respected Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mrs. Bujisola Adiayi, respected Director General of Pharmaceuticals, Mr. Ravi Uday Bhaskar, and all other participants. I am indeed very happy to participate in this event representing IPMIN. IPMIN is a small group of 30 members, out of which 8 are local manufacturers in Nigeria and the rest are importers. I also congratulate Pharmaceuticals for this initiative to organize this meet when the importer and exporter can meet and benefit for their mutual growth. I have been asked to comment on the business opportunities in Nigeria. Having spent 40 years in Nigeria, mainly in the pharma sector, I have my own testimonies to share, but nevertheless, at this occasion, Nigeria is indeed a very potential market, endowed with a population of more than 210 million people in this country. This is the 7th most populous country in the whole world. Even though exact statistics are not available, it is considered that the present market is US dollars 1.4 billion, and it is anticipated to grow to 3.6 billion by 2026. 55% of this constitute OTC products, and the rest are all prescription products. 60% of the market share is governed by the government purchases and the 40% by the private sector. There are about 80,000 retail outlets all over Nigeria, and there are 33,000 primary health centers spread across Nigeria. The total, there are 36 states, 1 federal capital territory. The total number of local governments is 774. There are about 33,000 government hospitals. Apart from that, there are about 57 federal institutions, out of which 20 are teaching hospitals. There are 3 orthopedic specialized hospitals, 7 psychiatric hospitals, 1 eye specialist hospital under these federal institutions. From all the above, you will observe that Nigeria is a potential market. Our High Commissioner has mentioned about this ACFTA, and having signed this African Trade Union, the potential and the opportunities are plenty. If you invest in any part of Africa, you will have the opportunity to export your products across Nigeria without barriers. and it also gives you concession with regard to customs duties and other things. Suppose if you invest in Nigeria, you can first of all export across the West African countries and also the nearby Central African countries. The present regulatory guidelines, the Director General has explained to us, 5+5 regime is being implemented, and you can register product within 5 years. You should show proof that you are going to either manufacture locally or get into an arrangement with the local manufacturer for contract manufacture. This will help you to enjoy the local market, as well as you will be able to export to the neighboring countries under this African Trade Union Agreement. In conclusion, let me appeal to our Indian exporters. Do not export any Me Too products. Export only specialized products, injectables which are not manufactured here locally. This will help you to establish your brand as well as to grow also. As an exporter, you have the option either to trade your product as a commodity or as a brand. You know the advantage and disadvantage of both. I want you to take the opportunity to follow what I had mentioned, not to export Me Too products, but to export only specialized products and new molecules which will benefit the Nigerian population. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. And I also wish a very successful deliberation in the afternoon with the exporter and importer. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Varghese sir, for a brief on the opportunities for Indian pharmaceuticals in Nigeria. Now we have the Q&A session. Since I couldn't see any questions in Q&A session, I would like the DG Pharmaceuticals and the High Commissioners to just say a few words. Then followed by we'll have concluding remarks by Surendra sir.
Thank you. At the outset, I would like to thank once again to DG NAPTEC. I think I have nothing to speak or add. Let us have our Ambassador, His Excellency, to give any remarks he would like to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency Abhay Thakurji, Excellency Professor Madam Varghese ji, for all your speeches. Now I would request Sri Surendra, Deputy High Commissioner of India to Nigeria, to please offer his concluding remarks.
All protocols duly observed. We wish to congratulate Pharmaceuticals for organizing this very promising webinar with all the partners, IPMIN, Lagos Chamber and Abuja Chamber. And I'm sure this event will set the trend for 2021 as a pharmaceutical corporation grows. We sincerely appreciate the presence of Madam DG NAFTAC, who has kindly accepted our invitation and has graced the occasion and has spoken a lot about Nigeria's expectations, their aim towards self-reliance and the quality insistence that they have, and about a socially inclusive pharma sector which they are looking at. So I'm sure our Indian pharma partners will be taking into consideration all the sensitivities of the Nigerian side, and I'm sure that will clear matters on both sides. I also thank Chief Varghese, for his very brief but interesting presentation on pharma opportunities in Nigeria, and for touching upon the ACFTA and all that it offers, a huge market in Nigeria, unhindered, almost the size of India, once the ACFTA gets up and running. And I would like to welcome all the members, both from the Indian side and the Nigerian side. We hear that there are 65 members from the Indian side and 30 from the Nigerian side. So I think the more important session will be the next B2B, in which they can engage directly and look for further opportunities. We from the High Commission here are here to help, to extend a helping hand. I have my team here with me, Mr. Mayor, my marketing executive, and Miss Rachel, our marketing investigator. Both of them are very good in catering to the needs of Indian and Nigerian business. And if in case you have any doubts, or if you want us to connect you with the NIPC for any investment here, or any further questions you have, we'd be happy to take them by email. And there's another interesting thing I wanted to point out is that we have a study on the opportunities in the health sector in Nigeria, which we have commissioned, and it is there on the India Trade Portal. So we would invite you all to kindly have a look at that and enlighten yourselves further on the investment opportunities in Nigeria. With this, I would like to thank you all once again for giving me this opportunity to address you, and we wish the next B2B session a wonderful success. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, everyone, from the delegates from India side and from the Nigeria side, dignitaries present today. And we are done with the session 1 now, and we are going to have session 2, which is the key for this business meetings. This session will be there till until 5:30 p.m. of Nigerian time, as well as 9:30 p.m. of Indian time. So I request all the delegates from both India and Nigeria to kindly have great interactions and business discussions till the time scheduled. Thank you very much. And with this, the session 2 starts now. So delegates registered through the platform may now start their business discussions. Thank you very much, and have a great day.